Hello, friends. I'm Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Technique Tuesday. And today, what I'm going to show is how to do the embossing folder and die cutting with the Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folder. So it's a fun little set. You get lots of sentiments with just one pass through. And so I'm going to show you how I do this. So this is the folder that it came with, showing all the different sentiments and different things. Here is the die, and it cuts out all of the sentiments, but it also is, because it's a hybrid, it will also emboss them. But you could do that and have just, white words, using white cardstock. I'm going to use very vanilla today. It is 6x6. And then I'm going to show you how to ink up your embossing folder to get the dies already with an outline inked, but they'll also be embossed and then also cut out all at the same time. And so that's really fun. So let's get started. So I have already been playing with this, and I thought instead of wasting the ink that's on my brayer, I just left it inked up. But I'm going to use Old Olive ink. So I have that here. Here is our new brayer. It has these little kickstands so that when you set it on your counter, it doesn't get ink on your place here. And so I've been inking this up. I've been doing the embossing folder. So I thought, well, instead of wasting all that ink, I'm going to leave that on there. But it's the same whether you start with a fresh brayer or whether you have it already inked up. It's the same, but you want to use the same color. Do not cross your colors, because then that will mess up your ink pads. Unless you're going from a lighter color to a darker color, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're doing dark colors, you never want to go from a dark color into another ink pad, because it will ruin your ink pad. You can get that ink out, but it does take a little bit of effort to do that. So we'll get started. I am going to grab a piece of copy paper just to protect my surface here, because this does get a bit messy. I'll move this out of the way. So this is just going to be a really quick one. So you want to have the feet up, because if you have them down, it's going to scrape. So you want to have the feet facing up, and then you just want to ink it up like so. You just want to keep adding ink, and then you want to start over here and then work your way across. Then you want to go the other way. See why I protected my work surface? You'll want to do that, and then you can add more ink to your brayer and just keep. And you want to do it on the side that has the words stamping up on the back of it. So on this side of the inside of your embossing folder, that's the side you want to put the ink on. So where the Stampin' Up logo is here on the front. So here's my Stampin' Up logo. And then that's the side you want to ink up. And you want to go both directions, because it is kind of hard to get right here in the corners. And you want to lift like this. So pull it towards you or push it away and lift, and then put it down again. And you just keep inking till it looks like all of the words are inked up, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to flip this over, set it on my counter. Now then, the tricky part is you're going to put your die into place, then your paper. So you ink the side that's got the Stampin' Up logo. And now we're going to place our die in place. So I'm just kind of trying to line it up, and then I'll slide it around, and it just locked into place. It kind of clicked, and it just locked into place. Whoops, I think I probably just took that part of that H off. I'll just go with it. If it is, I can always ink another one. So then with this laying down on the counter, I'm going to lift this up, set my paper right inside. This is a 6x6, right in that groove, like that, and then you close it up. And then with it stuck in here like that, then we will run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so now then I'm going to move my ink out of the way and my paper. Put the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine down. I need my plate number 1. That's the number 1 plate. I'm going to set that on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now I'm going to take the sandwich that I've made with the die cut, the embossing folder, and the paper inside. And this is the seam. You want to put it through first. So I'm going to set that down. And then put this is a gray plate, and it's plate number 4. So let you see that. Set this on here. And then it gets kind of stiff to run it through. I'll try not to shake the camera too awfully much. There we go. Good one. It's kind of tight. It didn't need a shim or anything. And I want to be careful because it may shoot out the back side because it is tight. I'll close this up a little bit, and so I can bring it a little closer this way. I can keep cranking. There we go. That loud pop. Nothing broke, although I have broke one of mine Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. But it sees a lot of die cutting. Alright, so then when we take this away, you open that up, take this die cut, and here are our sentiments. Take those. These are all popped out. I'm going to throw this away. And then slide these off. We will take a closer look at them. Getting ink all over my fingers. It can get a little messy, but it is fine. There, knock those out. And then I will clean this up in a moment. Probably not before I get ink everywhere, but I will clean it up in a moment. All right, so you have the Just Because, and it's outlined and it's embossed. I don't know if you can see the back part of it. It's embossed, and you've got Just Because, Celebrate, Love You, Thank You, Thinking of You, Get Well, With Sympathy, You Make Me Happy, and I really thought I had wiped off some of that ink, but I left it alone and it did just fine. And then Oh Happy Day and Hello, and they've turned out beautifully. So that's how you use that hybrid embossing folder for the sentiments. And you get the ones that are inked up. So you could go through and you could these are all done in Old Olive. The next Technique Tuesday that I'm doing, we will use some of the sentiments on that one. And then you could do them in any color. You could leave them where they are just the very vanilla or the basic white, and you could use markers to fill it in. But this is just a really quick way. You get all these sentiments in just one pass through of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And whenever you can save time, that's I really appreciate that. So that is my technique for this video. So I want to thank you for joining me, and stay tuned to my channel for more techniques with my series of Technique Tuesdays, and I hope that you will give this technique a try. I will see you later. Thank you. Happy stamping.